we just ran into the great Stephen Gaines. Stephen, we're so thrilled to see you.
I actually lost some weight. I don't feel that great, but I appreciate it.
You look terrific.
I love the Verret Gallery. You know, I always come down the street where the Verret Gallery is to look in the windows and see what they're displaying. It's really a gem. They have very, very unusual art. Ruth is a brilliant curator. They've only sold the best stuff here. They're actually world famous. And you go from stuff like this Dale Chilhuly piece is really amazing, to photography, to regular artwork. So it's one of my favorites. And it really actually, this place has been here for so long, it defines the Hamptons. This isn't one of the new stores that opened up here that'll come and go. This is really an art gallery that defined the Hamptons from 20 years ago. So.
Speaking of defining the Hamptons, your writing, your commentary, your broadcasting has defined the Hamptons.
Then how come I can't get a good pool boy? I mean,
those are the highest paid jobs here in the Hamptons.
It's Memorial Weekend. My pool still looks like the creature from the Black Lagoon lives there. You know, anyway, what were you going to say?
Looking forward to this summer season here in the Hamptons.
Yes.
What do we have to look forward to? What do you see as the defining theme of this summer?
Well, as usual, charity events. This is a community with a very big heart. People are very generous out here, so we can expect to see the usual round of charity events. The Ross School is doing something very, very unusual. They're giving concerts with 4 top music stars, that tickets of $15,000 for the series. So that's going to be talked a lot about here. Real estate, high-end real estate, is still going like crazy. And as you can see from the streets on this Memorial Weekend, there are going to be a lot of day trippers, a lot of people who are not from here, walking around, going into stores. Also, I hope there are enough women in the Hamptons to shop at all of these ladies' clothing stores. No matter where you turn, there's another ladies' clothing store. It's fabulous. I went in, but there was nothing in my size.
And within all these complexes is the Verret Gallery.
There's a Verret Gallery. The street, by the way, is called Eastman Way. And did you know that? And
no.
It was named after the Eastmans. John Eastman, Paul McCartney's wife, Linda Eastman. This street is actually named after the Eastmans. So you can tell by the bank and the bookstore on the corner and Starbucks on the corner, or look for Eastman Way.
It's great catching up with you, Stephen. Now we know that summer has officially begun in the Hamptons.
Because I've opened my mouth. Thanks. It was good to see you.
In the start of this great new summer season, it wouldn't be the summer without Verret. Verret, what a pleasure to be here as part of the Verret Gallery.
Yes, you almost said it right.
Verret.
Verret. It's all right. The R, you know, the Israeli R. Verret Gallery.
Oh, that R has to roll.
It's the intention what counts, huh?
And it's a new season, and you're starting it off with the highest standards of always. Let's tell our viewers what we have in store for them today.
Well, first of all, it's not the beginning of the season because we never end the season.
Wow.
We are here all winter, and the gallery is open all the time, and we keep having shows and changing the works, and so we are very active. In fact, we have in Thanksgiving, we're it's all year, and in January,
yes.
It changed a lot, but we're not talking about the Hamptons. We're talking about Verret Gallery. So here we are, and this is Memorial Day, so for all the sort of tourists, it's the beginning of the season.
Yes.
So we are starting the season with a 2-people show. We also have a lot of work by artists that we're doing secondary market, so we have it in the other galleries. But in the main gallery, we have Chilhuly, he's the master of 20th and 21st century, a glass blower and an artist that works with glass. And then I have my favorite contemporary artist, that is Gloria Kisch. And Gloria and us have a long-time relationship that we have been showing her for over 20 years, I think. But who counts? So I think that, you know, she said to me, how come I'm working so hard and I'm such a great artist and I didn't become famous? So I said to her, you know, some artists don't mature very early. One of our famous, fantastic artists that actually I show in the gallery too is Louise Nevelson. Oh. And she had her fame started when she was 60 years old.
So
60
Gloria
years.
Kisch,
So Gloria is a lot younger, so she has a long time, and she did now
But she
the
is
most.
famous.
She is famous, but not not a household name
Yes,
like
like
Chilhuly.
Chilhuly.
And she's going to be. Sometimes it takes a little longer. And if you see this fabulous work, you would know why I'm saying so, and
let's
why
take
I
a look.
stuck with her
Yes.
for 20 years. It's a
Let's
long
show
time
our
because I
viewers-
believe in her.
What makes a Gloria Kisch so unique and special?
Well, first of all, you look at the work. Each one is her own creation. They are unique work. They're not an addition. They're not done in bronze. They are steel, aluminum, and each one is cut separately. They're not in a stanz that does, like additions. And she has a vision, and it's always very much it's formats that have to do with nature. And she has a lot of acreage. She loves nature. And it's always very organic. All of her work is very organic. And as you know, we are very interested in preserving nature and having organic around us and eating it and being around. That's why we're in the Hamptons.
And where's her
Some
studio?
people think it's just because celebrities are here.
No,
No. I'm here over 30 years, so I've been here before because it's the most gorgeous natural beaches and beautiful trees and beautiful water and beautiful people.
Yes.
And great art. Our next show, we're going to have we're having a auction, and a July 4th auction we do every year, and for more than 10 years. So the July 4th, but this year it came on Wednesday, so we're going to do it on July 8th, because it's the weekend after July 4th. Okay. It's a Wednesday, so it's in between. So it would be July 8th, and some of the paintings and sculptures would go to the IDF, Israel Defense Force, and 100% of it would be giving to the Israel Defense Force, and also would be 100% tax deductible for the artists that donate the work. So this is our next show, and it's going to be July 8th. The auction that we're giving yearly, and we have all this great work. We have a Dubuffet and Avery's and Chagall and Matisse, and we have Modigliani, and we have de Kooning. So all this work is going to be at the auction, and the last bid party would be on July 8th from 3 to 5. It's unusually, but we're doing it on Sunday because we're doing it, some of the profit would go to the Israel Defense Force, the IDF, and we didn't want to offend anybody, so we did it on Sunday because we didn't want to do it on Shabbos. So,
Vered, we're seen around the world, as you know. Our station is webcast, which is fantastic.
You're growing and growing, yeah.
Growing and growing, and we are on in Time Warner Cable in New York City. So this will be seen to all of our viewers, 2.5 million in New York. If our viewers want to reach you, you have a fabulous website, don't you?
Yes, we do. And actually we have the pieces on the website, not everything, and we'll have the auction on the website too. And this is www.veredart, one word, VEREDART.com. And thank you for asking, because a lot of people now don't move their ass, and they just sit there and look at that square thing, and the whole world coming to you. It's amazing.
Well, it's an evolution and a revolution since once you started. Could you show us some pieces as we look around this great gallery?
Also Gloria Kisch. And you go briefly, it's a flower form, and it's very interesting because Chilhuly did the flowers that we picked, this huge, beautiful, I'm sure you took pictures of it, of Chilhuly, and she did a different format of flowers from nature and nothing to do with Chilhuly, but it works beautiful. It's steel flowers and glass flowers, and that's a great show. Look at this sexy one. Isn't that a gorgeous piece? This is just magnificent.
It reaches out to you and
It
draws
comes
you
to
in.
you, it's sweet, it's inviting, it's strong at the same time, and it's very exciting. And actually, all those pieces, if somebody have lots of windows and don't want to ruin the art, they can always put one of those beautiful aluminum pieces. They go inside or outside. So, and we don't care about the sun. In fact,
Vera,
the sun plays beautiful.
these are very dramatic and unusual, aren't
Yeah,
they?
you can smell it almost. It's so sensual, and it's a flower format, a tree, and just very sensual.
And this is Gloria Kisch's Sterling Sunflower 3.
Yeah, sunflowers, she and Van Gogh.
This must be a difficult medium to work in. This is metal and this is
I think
cutting
so.
and...
I think so. I don't know because I don't do it, but definitely you put those sexy glasses, those bigger ones, and you drill, and the fire goes all over the place. I mean, it's physically tough, but she have a great big studio with some big muscle assistants, so they help her. But you know,
very dramatic.
She's hand on everything.
Virid Gallery wouldn't be the Virid Gallery without this wonderful lady, Janet Lair.
Yeah,
Janet,
my
it's such
partner.
a pleasure to see you, and what a knowledge you have.
I started in '68, a long time ago.
And she had to do the research to find out the photographer, and then to find them, and then she dealt with Man Ray. She used to go to Paris and buy from Man Ray himself and have this beautiful Man Ray
What a great
photographs.
collection we have here, and what makes these pieces something that are unique to the
Are
to
you
the
talking
collector?
about the artwork?
The
in
artwork
general?
In general, and we can be specific with the two that we're highlighting this.
This period. Well, the Chilhuly really needs no comment other than to say that he is, as I've hung the show and researched the work, he is amazingly undervalued. Now, you could say $130,000 is inexpensive, is expensive. Well, it is expensive relative to some things, but not relative to art. Not relative even to real estate.
To masterpieces, or to art that he's a master.
And he is the leader in his field. There's head and shoulders above everybody else. He's prolific and inventive in his ideas, and prolific in this sense is a good thing because he works through many, many concepts. He's trained many of the glass artists, if not most of the glass artists. So he's left an enormous impression in the field. And his work is, I'm undertaking to make a change in this. I know he's greatly undervalued. I called it with Picasso. I know that sounds strange, but when he died, people said the prices were going to just drop. Too much material. Obviously, that's not so. They said it about de Kooning, and particularly de Kooning's late paintings. They weren't interested. What we were selling at $350,000 with difficulty is $11 or $12 million. And that's since 1987. Avery was another artist that we championed, and these had the same multiples. I'm good at picking the spots. I'm much better at looking backwards than I am at picking the contemporary artists who emerge and then their fields end. I mean, if we talk about some of the artists who we represent, Gloria Kisch we've worked with for 20 years. Peter Buckman we've worked with for about 15 years. So though they're contemporary artists, they've been on the market for a long time and consistently growing. So that's what we're looking for.
What is your attraction? Is it a visceral attraction to the art that you value? Is there a way to quantify what makes for a selection that becomes part of the Virid Gallery?
Have you been with the person who always walks out the door the wrong way? Well, I always walk out the door the right way. It's got, I can't tell you what the ingredient is in the equation. It's my eye. I've been looking at art for a long time and making choices. As a buyer and as a dealer, I've been a buyer as a dealer. Once you're putting money on the line, you have to be very acute with your choices.
And that's what you offer to the public now worldwide because of the Vivid
Well, the gallery,
website.
Yes, the website is one thing, and East Hampton has a unique status of being an international community. So we have a steady clientele from all over the world. They call on us, they contact us, we advise them, and all of that responsibility just increases one's acuity. We're constantly having to make decisions for ourselves and for our clients. We're looking at a super Del Chilhuly work. It's a wall piece in 4 parts. As it's mounted, it covers 72 inches. It's not one of Chilhuly's largest pieces. He's done walls, he's done ceilings, but for an interior use, it certainly is a fabulous, usable piece. The Chilhulys that we have at the gallery now were collected in the late 1980s. They're each unique pieces, which is very important to us. We're interested in the unique works. They date from 1988, 1990, and 1992. The wall piece dates from 1990. Chilhuly is the master glass worker worldwide. When you think, we were talking about value, when you think about value and how one sets value, Chilhuly is downright cheap. If the piece is $130,000, there's almost nothing you could buy by an artist of Chilhuly's deserved reputation for that sum in this size. So that's part of the equation on how we advise collectors. This, not only would I advise collectors to buy from the show, which of course is a given, but I would advise clients to have us looking for pieces of this quality for them, because I believe that this will be a good move for them in years to come. They'll enjoy it, it's beautiful, they're virtually indestructible, and they'll get enormous rewards. In looking around at the collection of Chilhulys that we have, you'll see that the bowl is $16,000. The triple shells is $25,000. The really violet, fabulous piece with the orange edges is $20,000. The sea forms, which is comprised of 17 pieces, is $48,000, and that outrageous vase in the corner with the feather is $45,000. So there's quite a range in the pricing. Each of them unique, each of them absolutely magical.
What are your hours here at the Vivid Gallery?
I could say forever, but I'll be specific. We open at 11, and midweek we close at 6. On the weekends we close at 11.
And your telephone number?
And my telephone number. The gallery telephone number is 631-324-3303. Email is good. That would be Janet Lair at Vivid Gallery, Janet Lair at viridart.com. But I won't give you my cell phone. I need a little privacy.
It's always a pleasure seeing you and an education. And that's what people will experience if they come here to the Vivid Gallery. It's not only a sale of great art, but the knowledge that goes behind it.
And the passion.
Thank you.
Gloria Kisch is an intuitive artist. We've worked with Gloria and her work for 20 years. We first encountered her work when she was showing at Art and Industry, a terrific gallery in New York City that handled functional art. And Gloria's work shone in that space because of its natural influences. Though the forms were functional, there's very little difference between sculpture that is functional and sculpture that is purely, let's say, decorative. So when you look at these wall pieces, these are a series of amulets which Gloria has constructed, and they are conceived of to be almost like maquettes. They can each become large, full-scale pieces, as large as perhaps somebody who wishes to commission the work can envision or can use. But in this scale, they have a very precious quality, and they are particularly wonderful. We sold before the opening a number of pieces. The work is made of stainless steel, visually has a substantial feeling to them. It's something that you have to see, and you'll see in these photographs and the telecast how the scale of the work and the gauge of the material all work together to make these great works that are amulets. They are good luck charms. In other cultures, they use the word amulet as good luck charms. So this could be your own personal good luck charm for a very happy life.
As an art investor, if I were to walk in, you have certain pieces in this gallery that you would say,
Buy now.
Buy now. Could you show us some of those pieces?
Oh, sure. I mean, I definitely. Let's take a walk around. The de Kooning that we're facing, the Willem de Kooning, it might be the sleeper of the auction. It's from 1956, and the owner has put a very modest reserve on it, $350,000 to $450,000. It's a full sheet, 25 by 19, very vigorous charcoal drawing. Nothing from the 50s has come up in recent auctions from this period. It will be very interesting to see what the final price is. It is a beautiful drawing. It's a perfect piece. The second de Kooning in the upcoming auction is very special, something that only appears in the estate collection are works that Willem has inscribed to himself. The inscription says, "From Willem to Willem." That sets the work apart. The only times he did that was when he wanted to solve and did solve a particular problem that he saw that he was working around. So it was sort of a congratulatory statement to himself. What the story of the piece is in terms of how it left his collection, his personal collection, that I cannot tell you. But the piece is collaged onto strips of paper. It was obviously taken care of. The Modigliani drawing that we're standing in front of now is a fabulous piece. The intensity of the line, the familiarity of the subject vis-a-vis Modigliani's paintings. There's a painting of the same figure with the same hat, the same elongated neck, very Modigliani-esque. It's inscribed by Modigliani on the lower right. It's a super piece, and it was in a super collection. It comes from the Chesterdale collection, which is principally in the National Gallery of American Art now. Those pieces from that segment of the collection are his French Impressionist collection. Evidently, at one time, he chose to dispose of works that didn't fit that core collection of French Impressionism. So he had, obviously, a very good eye. The Redon that we're facing, you recall Redon was just the subject of an exhibition at the Museum of Modern Art. This work we acquired after that exhibition, or I'm sure it would have been in there. It's at Vered Gallery now, like the Dubuffet before, for the upcoming July auction. And I hope everybody watches it online or comes by the gallery, takes a look at the art. The oil collage that we're facing is by Romero Bearden. That's a surprise to viewers, I'm sure. Romero, who's so famous for his narrative paintings of the South, of the jazz scene, wouldn't be thought of to be an abstract painter. But the collage makes it so very convincing as the work of a very serious artist, choosing his final subject a little later in his career. It's an important early piece for an important American painter. let's move on to the work of Beaufort Delaney. An oil from his yellow period, yellow abstracts, are his most sought-after works, the way Yves Klein blue pieces are most sought after. Beaufort Delaney's yellow pieces are most sought after. It was done in 1957 when he was living in Paris as an expat painter, as was Bearden living in Paris at the time that he was working. But I want to attract people's attention to the work because it falls into that classification of up-and-coming great pieces that we want people to take advantage of, which people will do very well by buying now. And the final piece that we're going to cover for the sale, there are many pieces yet to come in. There are surprises that I know of, but until we sign those contracts, I can't speak about them. This final piece is a wonderful Picasso. It's a unique wash dated 1963. In fact, if you read the date carefully, you'll see it was dated December 31st, 1963, so you know it was a New Year's celebration piece that he probably just whipped out in the spirit of the New Year's. I want to thank you very much. Isn't that a fabulous, joyous piece, unique piece?
In this area, we have some of the greatest artists in the world, and that's something that the VVH Gallery has always captured, and this is fabulous. It's going to be a great auction.
It'll be a super.
Okay, guys, I really am happy that you came to the opening. It's fabulous. You can have drinks. You can have, what do we have? Vodka, gin, whiskey, you name it. Or you can go to Starbucks right here in the passage and get coffee. We let you in with coffee too. We don't make it here. But we will see you maybe next opening July 8th. That would be our auction, the silent auction, last party bid. And this is starting to be so crowded, I guess we can't photograph here, so it's getting difficult.
But everyone's invited.
Anyway, we're always invited. It doesn't have to be opening. You come here, we talk to you, we teach you, we explain. We're very friendly most of the time, but and as long as you don't touch the art, you know, and come join us. We are right here in East Hampton, VVH Gallery, in the passage by Starbucks, across the street from the movie house. And we are open 7 days a week, every day. Friday and Saturday we open until 11. And at night it's wonderful, it's fun. Because you have the bookstore open, Starbucks is open, the movie, we are open. You just go spaziering, you come by, and you'll see some great art. Okay?
VVH, you are an original. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Aida Totoro from Montauk, and you're watching Hamptons Television.